In this video, I want to share with you 3 simple keys to getting started with investing. Now, for me, when I'm referring to investing, I'm specifically talking about private market investing, whether you're investing in businesses or real estate and some of the smaller types of investments in between. I'm not talking about public market investing. If you're interested in investing in public markets, stocks, bonds, treasuries, or any of those things, you have to find people who know what they're doing. I don't know about that space enough to even give an opinion on it, but when it comes to private market investing, whether it's investing in small local businesses and or real estate, residential and commercial, that's my wheelhouse, that's my sweet spot, and I know how to help you do that. So here's how to get started with investing. Number 1, education and mentorship. Everything begins with education and mentorship. I even tell clients that I work with who invest with me as a private equity fund manager that you want to be educated on the investments you're making in me, knowing that I'm going to invest in these assets, whether it's real estate or business. So education and mentorship is key. I like to pair the two because when you educate yourself, whether it's online, with YouTube or Google, or now we have AI, or if you educate yourself with some online courses, or maybe you're joining some online communities, the education piece is good, but the mentorship is what's even more valuable because mentorship, it involves getting some hands-on training. It involves making sure that the education is being understood and it's being processed and implemented or practiced correctly. Now, your education and mentorship doesn't need to be general only, it needs to be specialized. So for example, if you want education and mentorship on business investing, you need to get into the specialized depths of education and mentorship, meaning that, okay, if you want to invest in business, whether it's acquisitions or whether it's owning interest in businesses, or maybe it is private equity, how do you underwrite a business? How do you underwrite a residential property as opposed to a commercial property? Those are 3 underwriting criterias. How you underwrite a business is different than how you underwrite real estate. How you underwrite residential real estate is different than how you underwrite commercial real estate. So you want to know the basics of underwriting so that when you're doing your due diligence as an investor, you know what you're looking at. You know the analytics behind it. So you don't just want general information, you want the specialized information. You want to know how to underwrite. You want to know how to do the math, how to analyze it so that you can see where the money is. So education and mentorship is number 1. Number 2, you want to develop an investor profile as well as an investment thesis. So an investor profile is basically a characteristic of who you are as an investor. What is your risk tolerance? What are the do's and don'ts? It basically describes who you are. Your investment thesis is tied to who you are because it helps to define what you want to do, where you want to do it, why you want to do it, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. Because there are a lot of things you got to say no to. If you're not willing to say no to it, it's not because you're not strong. It's probably because you have not developed an investor profile or an investment thesis. You have not dialed in on what you as a person are comfortable with when it comes to your risk tolerance, when it comes to who you invest with, where your money is, what types of returns you're looking at, what you need as an investor, what you want as an investor. And you've got to mesh that together to develop an investor profile and an investment thesis. And guess what that requires? Mentorship. Somebody's going to have to help you do that. Number 3, take action. Okay? Don't just become a student of information and data and you never take action on the data and the information that you gather. You have to be willing to take action. And taking action may not be you doing it alone. Taking action may mean that you're starting doing it with others. When I started my investment ventures, I didn't start as a single independent investor. I started working with other investors, seeing what they were doing, providing the services that they needed to do what they did as investors better. And I learned, I picked up things, and I gathered data and experience because I was the supporting cast for the star of the show. So that when my time came for me to step up to the plate and do the things that I wanted to do independently, I knew how to do it, which, by the way, I had a better understanding that I don't want to do it alone, because some of the investors that I worked for and worked with that failed because they did it alone. They didn't have other partners. They didn't think about the things that you think about when you want to do it the right way. So how to get started with investing. Number one, education and mentorship. Number two, develop an investor profile and investment thesis on who you are, what you want, where you want to do it at, why you want to do that, when are you going to start, and how you're going to actually execute, and then take action.